Hey Dreamers, this is Jade. I'm here to do my July 2022 flip through. So let's go ahead and get into it. Here's my July page. I just put down some watercolor and stamped a little bit, a couple, what do you call these, stickers. And I just used some alphas, trying to keep it nice but simple. Anyway, my first entry is on the 2nd, and basically just talking about the mundane things for this day. Again, I was outside baking and reading, which I have grown to enjoy, so I'm looking forward to doing the same thing next year. And then I had to wash my hair this day. It was time, and so yeah, washing my hair is an ordeal. So, and sometimes I get tired, so I have to do it in steps. But anyway, I did get it done, and it was feeling nice and great and lovely again. I like it when I can feel my scalp. But anyway, and then I was just kind of recording my love for the character Eddie from Stranger Things, because I just adored him so much. I loved his personality. And out of all of the new characters that they have ever introduced, besides the core group of Stranger Things, the new characters introduced, Eddie is easily and definitely my favorite. So I really enjoyed him in season 4, and so I just wanted to do this quick little thing here to remember that by, because Eddie was cool. I liked Eddie. And so on the 9th, basically my head was doing the most. I woke up and my thoughts were just took off. So I was just like spinning out and thinking of everything, and it was hard to rein myself in, so I had to calm myself down and chill myself out. I made myself not sit down. I never sit down to meditate. I always lay down to meditate. I don't know if it's because I'm more comfortable or what. But anyway, so I made myself kind of chill out and get a meditation in to try to calm all of those thoughts. And even if I'm having those thoughts, I can just be an observer of the thoughts rather than feeling like I am the thoughts. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway, so yeah, I had to kind of calm myself down here. And then I had to go out and get some new pens because I was running low. So I think I went out to Staples, if I'm not mistaken, and got a new set of pens, and I probably did some other errands that day. And when I was coming home, rounding the bend on my street, there was a murder of crows there, like just chilling right there. And I was like, I don't know, y'all got to move because I don't want to like kill nobody, so please fly away or whatever. But I love crows. Like I feel like crows are, people say they have spirit animals. I feel like crows are one of my spirit animals, and they do most of the time represent like death, but in this case I feel like they represent like death, which is also a new beginning and rebirth, if that makes sense. So yeah, it was so cool to see that. And I always, if I see birds and stuff like that, I start chatting with them like, hey, hey, I like that you guys are here, but it would be nice if you get out of the middle of the road, because I don't want to murder anybody. I don't do animal murder, okay? So yes, I want you to survive here. But anyway, it was just cool, so I had to record it. And then, let's see, on the 11th, just getting some stuff in, some orders in. I got my order from Girl Boss Anna, which are these things here. Like these watercolor splotch, what do you call them? Washi tapes. Anyway, she actually has rebranded recently, and I think she's called Neutral or Natural Hues or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, here was like the note that she sent with my order. And then I also got one of my Chic Sparrow orders back then, which was the Waypoint, which is actually what this journal is in. As you can see, when I tell you I love this leather, which is weird to me because that's not weird to me. My Sequoia is also Waypoint leather, but I did not bond with that like I did this one. This one is just chef's freaking kiss. So very happy to have this leather in my collection and using it. So that's basically what was going on the 11th. And then on the 18th, I was working in the artist's way. And two things, she said to create a sacred space, which is basically almost kind of like an altar, which I kind of have anyway. But I needed to clean it. It hadn't been cleaned in a while, so I definitely did a deep clean on my altar, and cleaned it up, got it all straightened out and everything like that. And then there was an exercise to describe your ideal environment, and so I ended up doing that in my vision book, and I printed out a small version of it for here, and I stuck it in this little envelope. So my ideal environment, I got pictures and stuff like that. I described where I wanted to be inside, what it would look like inside and outside, kind of the place I want to be in, and that kind of thing. And so I just wanted to record that. And this sticker is from Claudine from Waving Cat Designs. Love her illustrations, they are so cute, so check her out. And then on the 19th, another artist date, I went to go see Thor Love and Thunder. It was such a good movie. Well, I enjoyed it. Again, people, critics, whatever, I don't care. If I enjoy it, I enjoy it. That's it. And I actually just printed out a copy of my receipt and squinched it down and made it smaller for this spread, because eventually I'm probably gonna make a movie spread for it in my movie journal, and I want the original in that. And so yeah. And again, good movie. It's now on Disney Plus, so I have watched it a few other times. And then when I got back home later that night, I was chilling and working on my island in Animal Crossing, and here I had been working on Grizzly's like house and land and stuff. Grizzly, I love him. He's a cranky bear. He reminds me so much of my granddaddy. And I miss my granddaddy dearly, so I wanted to make his place nice. I gave him a little garden and a little place to wash his clothes, and like this like outhouse or shed or whatever. So I love his space. So he was like looking around like, I like this, okay? So I took a picture and stuck it in here. And yes, I talk about my Animal Crossing villagers like they are real. So moving on the 24th, I have been promising my nephew, I had gotten a new pair of skates. I have been wanting skates for so long, and I had been promising my nephew that I would take him skating. And so here are my skates here. I actually ended up having to return them, but anyway, let's move on. And so we finally was able to get out and do this. It had been delayed because of different things. Finally went out to do that. You guys, when I tell you, you know how they say it's just like riding a bike? Skating is not just like riding a bike. It has been over probably 15 to 20 years since I've been skating, and I'm basically going to have to relearn how to skate all over again. Being older, going through all that I've gone through physically and health-wise with my body, it's just not the same. I don't have the energy. I don't have the stamina. I don't have the balance. It is gone. Okay? So I definitely have to relearn how to skate. So I was basically staying on the outskirts near the railing. And it burned so bad. Oh my god, my thighs. I was like on fire the next day, but it was a good kind of fire. So I definitely want to pick up skating for real and get really good at it. And one thing I never learned how to do was to skate backwards, and I always wanted to. My dad could skate backwards. I was always jealous. So yeah, I did have to return the skates, because even at they were adjustable skates, but even at the smallest setting, they were still too big. And I think that was another part of my problem that I was having. So I returned those, and I actually ended up sending a link to my family members for some skates that I wanted for Christmas. So hopefully I'll get some new ones, and they'll fit, and I'll be able to get my bearings and practice and get good at it again. So that was it. This was just my ticket for that. Took little pictures. They were doing the hokey pokey. I was not about to be out there doing the hokey pokey, because I would have hokey pokeyed my ass onto the ground. But yeah. So yeah, that was fun though. It was fun. And then on the 29th, I got my Chic Sparrow pocket, which I have been waiting for. I've been waiting for Chic Sparrow to put out a pocket folio for forever. They finally did, and it was so pretty. And so yeah, I had to take a picture. And then also, my mother rarely does this, and I was so happy that she just did it. My sister was in New York for some reason or other, I can't remember, and invited my mom to go up, and they would, you know, eventually the next day catch a Yankees game. And my mom really just takes off and goes to do something fun for herself. So I was so happy that she did. And so they were in New York. They sent me pictures, just having a good old time, and I just loved it. Loved it. So was very happy to see them together and chilling in New York, and, you know, just relaxing. And then of course the next day was actually the Yankee game, but I'll get to that. Again, another artist date. So I went to the Paper Source, which there's one in my area, but I hadn't been there in quite a long time. I didn't get much. I did end up getting some Amy Tangerine stickers, which you can see here. And then I also got these glassine bags. And so yeah, I wanted to use them in my spread since I went to the Paper Source in my area as for my artist date that day. And then this, they sent me pictures of them, and this is just a receipt for the Paper Source, but they sent me pictures of them at the actual Yankees game, which they went up there to see, which was so cute. So I just put it in a little collage and stuck it in here. When I tell you guys, we used to be obsessed with the Yankees. Like, I used to be obsessed as well. We would all watch the games together. This was back when it was like Nickerson, Granderson, Jeter, Rodriguez. I'm trying to remember Cano. I freaking loved Robinson Cano. He was one of my favorites. And Granderson. And then you had CC, and I think was it Roberto pitching? I can't remember, but that's when I used to watch it all the time, and I loved watching the Yankees. And we would go and catch Yankee games every now and again. Like if we went on vacation to like I remember one time we went on vacation to Tampa, and the Yankees were playing Tampa, so we went to that game. So stuff like that. It's been quite a while since I've been to a Yankee game or even watched the Yankees on TV, but I'm glad that my mom and sister was able to catch a game, and it looked like fun, so I'm glad they had fun. And that was the 30th. And so to wrap up the month with my July favorites, it was so hard to pick some favorites, like to highlight as far as the shows. But what I went with was Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is a Star Wars show on, not Netflix, Disney Plus. Now, excuse me, I've really enjoyed some of the Star Wars show, and others I have not. So Obi-Wan Kenobi was really good to me. I really enjoyed that one. That one and The Mandalorian. The other two I've tried to watch was Boba Fett, and I think I made it through 1 or 2 episodes of that when I was like, I'm good. And recently I tried watching Andor, and I think I got through like 5 or 6 episodes, but then I just stopped. I don't know if I'll go back and revisit it because it wasn't really keeping my attention. But Obi-Wan Kenobi, that one is good, y'all. And then Miss Marvel, a Disney Plus show. They did such a good job with this show. And I love to see different cultures and how they do things, their traditions, how they celebrate weddings and all kinds of stuff. So I loved her brother's wedding scene. It was so good. So yeah, really enjoying Miss Marvel. Definitely looking forward to the second season. Hopefully there will be a second season. So, and then The Gray Man, which is just some like random action flick that came on Netflix, with, what is the child's name, Ryan Gosling and Christopher Jamal Evans as the Nemesis. Really good. Okay, he plays Chris Evans plays the asshole very well as well. I mean, he's just a good actor. And Ryan Gosling, he did the damn thing. I ended up watching. I thought it was so good. I made my mom watch it with me as well. So definitely enjoyed The Gray Man as well. And so my entire watch list, I wanted to put Stranger Things up here too, because that was the second part of the 4th season. It was so good, so phenomenal. But since I had already put it in June, I stopped myself. But anyway, my entire watch list, I watched a lot in July, was Stranger Things, Spider-Man No Way Home, which was really good. That's probably my favorite out of the 3 Spider-Man movies featuring Tom Holland. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Hold Tight, which is another Harlan Coben film series. Mayans, the Mayans. Okay, look, Mayans is a spinoff of Sons of Anarchy. It's a good show, loved it. But, oh, when I tell you this season was dark, oh my god. And then I was like literally screaming at the end because I could not believe. I was like, what? Okay, but anyway, moving on, Multiverse of Madness, which was the latest Doctor Strange film. That was pretty good. Ms. Marvel, Control Z, that's a good show on Netflix. How to Change Your Mind. That was an interesting documentary about like psychedelics and stuff like that, and how basically the government or whoever the powers that be tried to make people feel like psychedelics were this really super dangerous drug that nobody should be taking, and it was all bullshit, basically brainwashing. And how it's actually very good for healing and opening up your mind and restorative. Okay, the propaganda guys. Anyway, Thor, Love and Thunder, Sea Beast, that was cute. Boo Bitch, that was a cute series as well. DB Cooper, Where Are You? That was interesting. I still have questions about that. The Gray Man, The Boys, good series from Amazon Prime, I think it was. And they had my boy in it this season. You guys know I love me some Dean Winchester from Supernatural. So Jensen Ackles came on to play Soldier Boy for this season in The Boys. So I'm curious to see what next season will bring, if he'll be in the next season as well. And then a show or documentary called Indian Predator, The Butcher of Delhi. Or Delhi, I'm not sure how you say that. She's Out of Control, which is an old movie I used to watch in the 80s with Tony Danza and his like 15 or 16-year-old daughter. His girlfriend gives his daughter a makeover, and then all these boys start wanting to date her and stuff like that, and he's freaking going crazy. A mess. But it was such a cute movie back in the day. And then The Most Hated Man on the Internet, that was crazy. And a movie called A Perfect Pairing. Again, I watched a lot. Okay, so moving on to what I had on repeat. Ed Sheeran and Burna Boy came out with this song called For My Hand. Absolutely freaking love it. And it was a short song, so I would just play it over and over again. And I think it ended up making, like, I think it's somewhere in my top 5 songs on my Wrapped for 2022. And so, if you haven't heard it, it's a lovely little song. And I love Burna Boy. I love Burna Boy. He is such a vibe. Like, I love his voice. Just, yes. And then this song called Love You a Little Bit, I actually discovered on TikTok. And it's this young girl. I think her name is Tanner Adele. And she's a black country singer. So that was interesting. I heard her, I heard this song on TikTok. I was like, what? Shut up. Let me go check that out. I was like, I don't even like country like that, but I like what this song sounds like. So let me go check it out on Spotify. And yeah, I had that on repeat because it's such a good song. And again, it's called Love You a Little Bit by Tanner Adele. So yeah, good song. And then my reads for the month, I only had 2 and I enjoyed them both. Lisa Kleypas again, and I think it was a compilation book, but the one that I finished for the month of July was called Married by Morning. And then I finally got into the Witcher series. I had the first book. It's been on my shelf for a while, and I finally read it. And it's called The Last Wish. And it clarifies some of the stuff that I saw in the first season of The Witcher. So definitely interesting read for me. And that pretty much wraps July up. If you guys have any comments or questions about anything, then please leave those below. I trust you all have been safe and well. If you enjoyed this content, then please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.